Okay, let's dive in. We received this really interesting article, The Healing Power of Art.
Mm-hmm.
And the request was to explore how creativity can really support you when you're dealing with difficult emotions.
Yeah, it's a powerful idea.
So that's our mission for this deep dive.
And
Unpack the insights from this piece, understand why, according to the source, creativity can be so healing.
well, one of the core things the article brings up is
Yeah.
how we almost instinctively reach for creativity when words just fail.
Right. Those moments where you just can't find the language.
Exactly. The article positions art as a kind of silent witness in those times.
A silent witness. I like that.
Yeah, sort of holds space for feelings that are maybe too complex or too raw to, verbalize.
So it's expression without needing translation.
Precisely.
And the source also describes art as being like a mirror, but also a release.
Mm.
It's not just making something out there. It's about moving what's inside into view.
Yeah, the article talks about giving pain a shape, or even giving joy, maybe fragile joy, a kind of container.
The container, yeah. Allowing things to surface
Mhm.
gently, without judgment. That was a key phrase.
Definitely. And there's a neurological side of this the article touches on as well.
Oh, interesting. What does it say?
Well, it mentions studies suggesting that the actual act of making art can lower cortisol levels.
The stress hormone.
Right. And potentially boost dopamine,
Yeah.
the feel-good chemical.
Just from the physical act.
Seems like it. That simple, maybe rhythmic movement, sketching, shaping something, mixing colors, it can apparently soothe the nervous system. Or clear your head a bit.
Okay, that makes sense.
But what I found really key was the insight that art doesn't demand a resolution.
Not about fixing it.
No, it just asks for your presence.
Yeah.
Just being there, doing the thing. That seems to be where the power starts, according to the source.
Presence over resolution. I think that's a really important distinction. You don't have to solve it on the canvas, just show up. And the article brings in another layer, one that might be a bit unexpected for some people.
Which is?
This idea of creativity becoming almost like a prayer.
Okay. How does it frame that?
It talks about inviting intention, or even what the source specifically calls the Holy Spirit, into the process, how that can shift things.
Right, and it frames this less about, say, painting religious icons, and more about trusting some kind of guidance within the making itself.
So like letting yourself be drawn to a certain color.
Or letting a line go where it wants to go, even if it feels, messy or crooked. Not just aiming for beautiful.
Okay.
The suggestion is it becomes less of a performance, more of a dialogue, a conversation through, form and color.
So bringing this back to you, listening right now, especially if you shared this source with us, the article calls this a gentle invitation.
Mm-hmm.
And it really stresses you absolutely do not need to be an artist. That label isn't the point.
Not at all. If you're going through something, grief, uncertainty, just feeling numb, maybe the source suggests creativity could be like a bridge.
A way through it. It's not about talent.
It's about the process, letting something unfold.
Yeah. The article's really clear. The most important step is just starting.
Just begin. Doodling, scribbling, anything.
Right.
Because fundamentally the message here is that healing, well, it doesn't always come out in neat sentences.
Yeah.
But it does leave a mark.
And sometimes, that mark looks like art. Think about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
That you're mending, you're moving through something tough, can actually take a visual form. What might it mean for you that your healing could look like lines and shapes, even messy ones?
And what might just starting?
Yeah.
What might that allow to come to the surface for you?